Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Office Hours. I hope everyone is doing well. It is ultra quiet tonight. If we don't have any questions by quarter two, so another 11 minutes, I'll probably end it. hello, Sean. It was very quiet and he came in out of the blue.
Felt bad for you, so I came in.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I was just about to wrap it up, so because it's so quiet tonight. How is everything?
Oh, wow. Interesting. Well, you know, I come in at 1:45. That's my...
Just on time. I was waiting for you.
Yeah. All right. So my question is, I'm going to share my screen. It's nothing major, but, you know, as I develop, I found like the best template was using the one you do in the instructional video to show people how to build out is, gosh, hold on.
No
I've got so many projects. Let me find the one that I want to use. Yeah, the ticketing app. You know, you've got a ticketing app.
Yeah.
It's got some decent workflows in there, and then you've got a video on how to use it, which is great. Now, it shows how to use. Oh, let me show my screen. It's using Xano, and you know, Xano is just a little overkill for me, so I'm going to convert it to Supabase. But how do we build it so that it's easily transferable to the new version coming up in a couple months?
Yeah.
You want to give any recommendations on that? Like,
that's a good question. I mean, I don't know, because it's not like there's going to be some kind of one-click import from Supabase or import from WeWeb feature.
I mean, aren't you mimicking more Supabase or Xano with this new backend?
Honestly, it's kind of a blend of both. Where you have, I suppose it's more like Xano, but it's not as, I guess the question around it would be, what do you find the biggest blocker, let's say? That isn't the best word, but what's the biggest blocker you find of using Xano versus Supabase?
I don't need a million endpoints. It's just the front end working with the back end. It's not a bunch of third parties needing endpoints to access the data. So I don't need I don't have a ton of back end workflows. You know, I'm using a lot of SQL subqueries, views, and maybe just a couple scripts in Supabase that, you know.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. So the backend will have is the way to kind of blend the both is you have views. So you can set up views and you can use it in the Supabase sense, and then you can fetch those views from the front end without having to set up like an API for every single view you want to fetch. But then if you wanted to, you could set up APIs. So that's where it's kind of the blend of both worlds, where it's a Supabase-like experience where you can have the views, but then if you want the Xano-like experience as the APIs, if you need them for whatever reason.
Right. And pound for pound, isn't it execute faster if you're doing more direct views rather than API calls? I know they both APIs convert to queries anyway. API endpoints.
That's such a good question. Off the top of my head, I'd think no, just because even though the view behind the scenes is a SQL query, to fetch that view from the front end, I think we'd make an API that you don't know about. So if you try and fetch a table view, I think behind the scenes it's making an API call. But then again, that's no different from when you use Supabase on WeWeb right now. Even when you use like a select in the interface, all it's doing is making an API call. So in that sense, although it's an API call, it wouldn't be any different to the current Supabase experience.
Right, but that API call might be happening in the Supabase ecosystem because their own ecosystem basically creates, I think, an API call you don't see anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll find out. You know, converting right now, like this is in Xano. So either way, it's going to be work to convert to WeWeb version. What do you call this, version 4? Or what are you calling it? 3.5?
It's a good question. Like we've came up with a term with it. It's not version something. It's unified. It's called unified now. So it's not a version. It's unified because the full stack. So it's so there wouldn't be an easier way to convert it because either way you go about it, if you create the tables in Xano or Supabase, you'd have to recreate those tables in the new backend experience, and then you could create APIs to fetch the data if you wanted it the Xano way, or you could create views to fetch the data if you wanted the Supabase way. But regardless how you go about it, you'd still have to do that setup.
Okay. All right.
However, the AI should be able to do this for you. I think I mentioned this last week, but hopefully, fingers crossed, with the launch of the backend, we'll also release the new AI that can build with the backend. And if that's the case, you could quite literally just like give it screenshots of what you have in Supabase or Xano in terms of the tables and say, these are my tables, and then tell it whatever, views or APIs you want to set up on top of
That's
it.
great. That's great. Yeah. If I want to convert this project from Xano to Supabase, what would be the easiest way? Just do a Xano dump into Supabase via import SQL, or
honestly, I think it's probably something along the lines of using AI. I think because Supabase have their AI assistant. And so honestly, I think probably like the quickest thing would literally just to be go in Xano, because in Xano they have this view where you can see all of the tables and just take a screenshot. And it's quite nice because it also shows you the schema of every column in the table. So probably just taking a screenshot of that, giving it to the Supabase AI assistant and having it do it that way.
Okay. All right. So I went through the video a little bit and it's pretty detailed on how to build this ticketing system, but I didn't quite understand why. Let's say this is a create ticket page. Why does she have create tickets start and end?
I've never gone through this.
They look exactly the same.
Sure. Would you mind in the private chat sending me a link to it? Because I can have a quick poke around and see at a glance if I can see, because I've never done this and it'd be tricky to know just
where the template comes from.
No, the current project that you're on right now.
Oh, you're gonna pop into my project?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I can have a quick look.
I don't mind. I'll do it in private chat.
Cool. Because my guess is that it's got some kind of hidden state on it where it can change once you've submitted everything. But let me have a quick poke around to see.
There's no workflow in either. So something, yeah.
Out of curiosity, then, what's your use case of using the template?
I'm just creating a quoting system for quoting people. So instead of a ticket, it's gonna be a quote. And people fill this out, and then so I figured the nice thing is like I'm learning from the experts by looking at this, and you guys got a great instructional video that I think people need to use more.
And just so I know, so you've made edits to the start page, right?
I believe so. I mean, very little edits at all to this thing at all. Maybe. Okay,
yeah, no, just because I'm flicking back and forth and I see there is differences between the two, but I think those are just things that you've updated.
I doubted. I've like maybe one page I've edited, so the other pages are the same.
Okay.
So very little's changed, and I think part of it doesn't work. Like the submit button on this page doesn't work.
Okay, yeah, because I know, yeah. So this is the first time I've seen this, but then I see also that all of the pages have a start and end. So
yeah,
I think it might be something to do with the tutorial, where maybe end is like where I haven't seen it. Maybe like start is where Joyce recorded the videos. Maybe start is where she starts the video, and then end is like the end state. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's not like a functional thing. My guess would be it's more of like an academic thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I'll watch the video.
I have to double check
if you don't know right off the hand, but I'm trying to get some advice on.
I think so, because I saw the login page even has a start and end, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that does.
I can only guess that it's some kind of like something to do with the video.
Yeah. And then your team was really good at helping me figure out the bug on the charts, because I'm using charts a lot, and turns out charts.js, if you don't give constriction exact pixels to the container, the chart can disappear. If it's on auto or something like that, and it's just like, what? My chart disappeared. So it was a known bug in charts. So I'm going to try a different charting program and build a component, and then I'll have a lot more variables for in and out, which would be good. But have you seen any special? I mean, there's like 5 or 6 libraries. I'm going to try eCharts.
Yes. Give me a second. Let me type in charts on, because there is one, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. High charts. That's the one. I've heard good things about high charts.
Oh, high charts. Yeah. That is a good one. I think since this is a SaaS tool, the problem I think is when you get into pricing, the SaaS, that's not terrible. $366 a year for a SaaS product. That's not bad. So
yeah, I mean, it depends, I guess, just like
yeah.
If it's B2B, B2C, like there's a bunch of different considerations around it, I guess.
Yeah, if it's B2B, it's probably definitely worth it. So I may do that. But I'd create a component, right?
Yeah. Usually with these things, they can, if you get in touch with them, sometimes on the website, they give you a way to start a free trial. But if not, usually if you get in touch with them, they can give you some kind of free trial license, which is quite helpful just to make sure that you can set up a component and stuff around it before you commit to a license.
Yeah. Oh, well, they have an OEM, OEM is like ICER. No, OEM is I can white label it. Is that what it is? Original equipment manufacturer.
Hardware or software solutions hosted or operated by your clients. Honestly, I'm not so sure.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Self-hosting. And you white label it. That's expensive. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. I appreciate it, man.
For the charts, last question out of curiosity, are you going to use the inbuilt AI, or are you planning to do it with like Claude Code or Cursor or something?
Well, I usually the tokens go fast, so I'll use Claude as much as possible, and then I'll end up using you guys definitely to help with the interface and things like that. And
yeah,
I wish I could buy tokens on the lower platform, the lower cost, but I have to buy them from the higher one. So, but they get used fast.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, because it's with some of these more complex components right now, I'd always recommend just like trying RAI first, but usually within 1 or 2 prompts, you can get an idea of whether or not it's capable of it, because if it throws an error on the first 1 or 2 goes, then it's probably can't do it, but if it gets beyond that, it probably can. And so if that is the case with this, then yeah, I was going to definitely say explore Claude Code, because it's super good at stuff like this. Yeah.
Cool. And then I had one more question. Oh shoot, I just forgot. Oh yeah, if I make components, I was reading it had to be Vue version 2, not Vue version 3. Are you guys going to move the Vue version 3 on component?
I know the devs discussed this at one point. I don't think so. That's a very technical question. I don't think so. I remember the devs discussed it at one point, because there was a bunch of dependencies that come with it, and if I remember correctly, there wasn't many advantages to using Vue 3. I'm not 100% certain, but know that the plan isn't to move in the near future. At least I haven't heard it discussed.
All right. And then still kind of things are looking pretty decent pretty soon for the next version. Did you finally use it?
Yeah, no, yeah, we've been using it for like 3 months now behind the scenes in staging and stuff, which is why I just want to get it. We want to get it into the hands of everyone.
No, I mean, you personally haven't. You said you hadn't a chance to really use it much.
No, I've used it a ton. The one thing I haven't had a chance to use is the new AI, because the devs are just going hard on that, and so no one's had a chance to use that yet. But in terms of like the full stack experience, yeah, we're using it.
You liking it?
Honestly,
I mean, what are you going to say? No.
No. But honestly, even completely non-ties aside, it's crazy how much quicker you can do stuff. Like
wow.
There was flows of setting up like email verification or some kind of Google SSO. I'm a Xano guy, and before that would take me ages with Xano. and ages in the sense of like 4 or 5 hours to set up everything with email sending and Google SSO and all that stuff. And because it's just one-click integrations now, it's crazy how much quicker it goes.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of emails to like forgot password and magic links and register and all that, right? It's just
there's all these like small things.
Yeah,
they seem small. They seem small, but all these things are like a requirement for a good app, and they just add up and add up. And all of those things are handled out of the gate now, pretty much, which is the nice thing about it.
Yeah, and developers hate doing that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, my friend. Thanks a lot.
Likewise, Sean. Cheers for joining.
I'll ask the hard questions next week.
Cool. I shall see you next week.
All right. See ya. Bye-bye.
Cool. And right, that is pretty much it at the hour. So I'll end it here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me, Sean especially. And I shall see everyone next week.